we don't see any problem of that way of cooperation, regional cooperation, because with Afghanistan, because we believe that Afghanistan is a part of common regional home of all these nations and in broader sense of Eurasia. Therefore, we cooperate with your government as well as Chinese and Iranian governments within so-called contact group of Moscow format, 4 countries. And we are on the same page because we, Russian Federation, is strongly against any foreign terrorist groups' presence on Afghan soil, and more of it, using Afghan soil against its neighbors. We shall see later whether it will be really beneficial for both nations and countries. Was our desire to establish full-fledged normal political as well as economic relations with new authorities of Afghanistan. It was important for not only for political reasons, but maybe even more important for our economic operators who are interested to cooperate with Afghanistan. Without having official recognition, it would have been quite difficult and uncomfortable for our business, let it be state-run or private business, to be confident about the security of their investments and other things. So it was multiple reasons, but I mentioned just the main 2 of them. I think it's too early to judge about benefits. We're just in the beginning of the road. We're going to cover together hand in hand with our Afghanistan partners. Therefore, we shall see later whether it will be really beneficial for both nations and countries. We have some interesting ideas which is mutually beneficial for both Russia and Afghanistan. It is possible Russian economic investments in development of industry and agriculture of Afghanistan. Of course, Afghanistan is an interesting economic state from its geographical position, and I think Pakistan will be the most beneficial country for that if Russian Federation as well as other important regional states can not only improve but develop their relations with Afghanistan. It will be quite interesting for Pakistan because Pakistan as well as Iran are 2 most important immediate neighbors of Afghanistan. And all possible logistic routes going from Afghanistan, let it be into Pakistan or Iran, will be beneficial not only for 3 countries, I mean Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran, but as well as Russian Federation, Central Asia, and beyond. I read this information. It was given by Mr. Shoigu, who's a secretary of Russian Security Council, and he mentioned these not 26 but 23,000 of terrorist foreign fighters on the soil of Afghanistan. Even coming back to your first question, that is also a very important reason for Russia to cooperate with authorities of Afghanistan in order to help and support them to curb these common menace, which common menace is not only for Russia, Afghanistan, South Central Asia, but for Pakistan as well. Sir, I think it will be more appropriate for you to put this question to them. Let them to explain their reasons. It's not for me to explain it for them and for you. Of course, it is not an easy thing to move faster because each country mentioned by you has its own reservations and thoughts prompted by their national interests and how they see it. That's why we respect their position. And what they have done, it doesn't contradict or conflict with their interests. And I personally believe that in due time, other nations, specifically those who are close neighbors of Afghanistan, will do it. By the way, Chinese government were the first one to accept the credentials of Afghan ambassador. According to the established international law, it by itself means recognition. But Russian government decided to do it, same thing, but in a more traditional way. We recognize, we accept credential, and that's all. We start normal intergovernment, interstate relations with Afghanistan. We support such interaction between Pakistan, China, and Afghanistan. For the moment, we don't have such plans, but we don't see any problem of that way of cooperation, regional cooperation, because with Afghanistan, because we believe that Afghanistan is a part of common regional home of all these nations and in broader sense of Eurasia. Therefore, we cooperate with your government as well as Chinese and Iranian governments within so-called contact group of Moscow format, 4 countries, which again, it's not separate body from Moscow format, which includes 5-6 more members. And we believe such contacts and consultations are fruitful and supports normal relations between regional states. Well, first of all, we believe, from the Russian perspective, we believe that the most dangerous international terrorist organization is Daesh. But it doesn't mean that other smaller terrorist groups which harm or threaten interests of our partners in the region should not be forgotten. No, we believe that we should enforce Afghan government to curb all these groups in order to create a more conducive atmosphere in the region. For that reason, we believe that developing rich economic cooperation with Afghanistan will strengthen Afghan government economically as well as politically to be able to curb and diminish such a terrorist group on its own soil. I believe it's sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I believe it's a positive. Any sort of economic cooperation based on our Chinese friends project will help to develop your national economy. And I heard that Afghan government welcomed such and interested in joining such project. So we wish all the best and for implementation of such ideas. And it doesn't conflict or contradict with our own Russian and our other Central Asian partners projects in and around Afghanistan. So it can engage with each other. And as in the end of this process, Afghanistan will benefit most of all, being a central bridge of developing logistic and economic ties in the region. Russian Federation many times announced its position. We believe that CPAC project is a positive one. Russia has its own project, and we are in favor of cooperation between these two projects to strengthen each other and strengthen Eurasian cooperation in this part of the world. I heard many times about the Pakistani government complaints about TTP on Afghanistan soil, as well as a response of Afghan officials denying it. So we believe that two neighborly and brotherly countries should settle this issue bilaterally. As for other things, we believe, as I mentioned before, we should encourage and strengthen Afghan partners and Afghan government to remove such irritation in bilateral relations with neighbors. And for that reason, any meetings between officials of your country with Afghanistan, including our Chinese partners, will be helpful, I believe. And we are on the same page because Russian Federation is strongly against any foreign terrorist groups' presence on Afghan soil, and more of it, using Afghan soil against its neighbors. We will officially express our formal condolences to Afghan nation about this issue. And as we did many times, I'm sure Russian government will take necessary steps to support Afghans who suffered from this earthquake by relief aid in nearest future. It's an issue for bilateral discussion. We never discussed. I mean, Kabul government never raised this issue in our bilateral contacts. But I believe overally, development of economic ties between the Russian Federation and Afghanistan will help to create jobs for all Afghans, including those who are resettling back to their own country. So we can do it from this way. But it's a matter of discussion. For that, we should receive a formal suggestion by Afghan government.
Okay.
Such information is a premature because I visited your nice country and capital already earlier this year, and my colleague and dear friend, Ambassador Sadiq, who is Special Representative of Pakistan, has a standing invitation to visit Moscow in appropriate time. So let's him first to visit us. By the way, in some 10 days' time, there is another consultative meeting under SCO in Dushanbe.
Yeah.
And most probably we will meet with your special representative as well as other special representatives of SCO member states in Dushanbe. And after that, late in October, we will have next meeting of Moscow format, which includes 10 countries as well as Afghanistan. So there will be enough space and occasions for meeting and consulting each other and we will continue this way. Thank you for having me.